is for you and I. In your dreams, through the nights, every moment that passes by, look to the heavens, hands spread wide, thanking Allah the Most High. There is no God but Allah.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My dear viewers, I would like to welcome you to another episode, actually the final episode of iTeens World. We'll be summing up what we discussed over the last few months and weeks, where we had a team coming from experts to youth that were discussing different topics in terms of leadership and the development of youth through attaining those skills that we want you to study more and understand and then apply in life. So these programs were meant to address youth development, but it was not just for youth but for parents and teachers and everyone. And I'm sure today the topic is going to be more about building a strategic vision. So I would like to start with the introduction where I have a few young youth that will be participating in today's program.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. I'm Atiqur Rahman and I'm from India and I'm 18 years of age.
Welcome, mashallah.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mohammad Waseem. I'm from Malaysia. I'm 14 years of age and I'm in grade 10.
Mashallah, welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abdul Mateen Yusuf. I'm 17 years old and I'm in year 12.
Abdul Mateen, welcome to the show. Mashallah, good. We will just quickly start. And I'm just going to focus more on, summing up what we learned over the last few episodes. And, building a strategic vision. What is the purpose of our life? Now, for Muslims, it's very clear. For us, the leadership is to understand we had the best of the best leaders as our role model, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And, we had, through him, the complete way of life prescribed for Muslims. So for us it becomes very easy, to look where we have in the Quran and Sunnah, everything through the Prophet ﷺ. Whatever Allah said the Creator wants us to do, we know how to live our lives, how to deal in different ways with people, with the humanity in general, how to live in the world. So basically developing further on those leadership skills, I think we need to have a vision of life. We need to understand.
And I think that as Muslims, we are very fortunate enough to have been given a vision and a mission and a goal to achieve. That is what? To achieve Jannatul Firdaus.
Yeah.
And that is all Muslims'
highest level of Jannah.
I think the best part will be for attaining a vision will be like clearing your intentions. The niyyah of everything you do, your niyyah should be whatever I'm doing is for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah.
So I think, if we try to reflect more on a strategic vision, it has to be something that doesn't stay for today's goals. Exactly. It's not like what I want today. I want to become a doctor. I want to become an engineer. Is this a vision? Do you think it's a vision that stays forever? Yes, if you link it.
But then when you see the word strategic, I think it means much more, Brother Waseem.
Exactly. So when you become a doctor, you become for the intention of helping others.
Exactly.
That's the intention behind it that helps you become a doctor that will serve humanity. Not just become a doctor that will serves my interest so that I get a good paid job and I will live a good life because now I've got into medical
and also helping those in need, those injured, you're a doctor, right?
Yeah. So not only that, it's like building a vision based on how will you serve humanity through your strategic.
And how will you gain the rewards of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? By serving the humanity at that.
Yeah. And I think it's just going back again, like we said, going back to the moral foundations of Islam. That's how we start when we start our leadership journey. That's where we take these things from. All these things we discussed over all the episodes for this program of iTeens World is to basically facilitate a discussion where we always go back again to the moral foundation. But yes, we don't have the Prophet ﷺ among us. And so we have to learn from his learnings, and we need to have that companionship with the people that have that knowledge. And I think this is one of the gaps that we don't address the issue when we talk about companionship, who those companions are, who enjoin you to good. who ask you to come to good. Those are the people that you need to spend time with. But also, in today's teens world, I think you are in a better place to understand what are the challenges youth are facing. So, Abdul Mateen, would you like to elaborate? In the previous episodes that we do mention that sometimes it's difficult to find those role models which can help us develop those leadership skills.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this, strategic vision, which is, I think it should be a primary objective of every Muslim, to set your goals and build your life around those goals. So for example, obviously our main goal by default as Muslims is to achieve Jannah, and not only just Jannah, Jannatul Firdaus, So, and we have to build our lives around it. So in our business dealings, we need to be truthful, we need to be trustworthy.
So the moral rock again, that perhaps it sums it up, which is, being truthful, making sure you're trustworthy in your dealings, you're the trustworthy person.
You keep your salah on time, and you fast and you fulfill the duties you have as a Muslim. At the same time, you give respect to your parents, and even the smallest things, like the religion teaches us how to go to the washrooms and how to eat food. So
the manners and etiquettes,
Yeah.
But like when it comes to leadership, this is the core, I think. When you look at the manners and etiquettes, because Islam is way of life, it tells you these are the things you need to do. These are the must do.
So it's planning on what you're going to do.
Yes.
Because I know in business there's a saying that if you don't plan, you're going to fail. So you're planning to fail if you don't plan. That's the saying.
And I think this is the planning that we have to do. Are we living in this world? There is a saying for it, I think. If you plan for the future, you don't know what the future has in.
Yeah, but I think you should bind yourself with a timeline. Because if you don't bind yourself with a timeline, it will happen someday.
Exactly.
Then we are humans.
You need time.
And then if you don't achieve your goal, then you don't have to really feel dejected or anything.
I tried.
You just have to make sure you put in that effort. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us, is that we put our best effort that we can on the circumstances we are. So leadership is all about taking that lead. We need to stand out. We have the best religion. We have it all summed up. And it's coming from the Creator. He created us. He knows what's good for us.
What's best for us.
Yeah.
He's the best of the planners.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have to do it in moderation, because you can't do, for example, you have siblings. You can't pick and choose, I like her or I don't like him. You need to give them equal love. Equal love, just like parents have to give equal love to their...
Although it's very difficult.
Yeah, exactly, it's very difficult, but at the same time, it's prescribed. I think what we need to do is do our best in what we can. And I think in leadership itself, this is the concept. When we talk about leadership, we can see a lot of seminars, a lot of workshops.
But at the end of the day, I think we need to put that stuff into practice. Everything that we have learned, ourselves as here on the set, and as well as the viewers back home, I think they should take some, maybe it can be one thing that has touched you the entire series that we have had. And that thing, to put into practice. And as you mentioned before, small things done continuously is better than a big thing done once.
Yeah.
So you can maybe plan your entire day and make an excellent decision for one day of your life, and the rest, they're all flops, So small things that can be done continuously, obviously, is much better. So and coming to strategic vision, right? You were saying, by the way, Waseem, how the 1 day plan, 6 month plan. You were about to say that?
Yeah, I think like how sometimes we don't plan for the day, but we have planned for two years.
Exactly.
And that plan for the day, we need to really look at it. Why? Because
maybe that plan for the day can affect the plan of the 2 years you've made.
Yes, exactly. And if you miss that day, it's okay, because it's just a day. So that's how short-term goals and long-term goals put together makes a big difference. And I also encourage people to write their goals and then ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for help. Make dua. This is the best thing we can do.
Sometimes Allah gives you more than what you want.
Exactly. And sometimes maybe you won't be there to complete that, but you had that intention that you were doing it for the sake of Allah.
So that intention again gave you the reward.
And as long as you have put the effort. So you can say, I have an intention that inshallah I'm going to memorize the whole Quran. right?
The effort is important.
The effort is very important now.
But if you don't make an effort,
yeah, and you
sit
just
back.
have a goal and a vision that okay, I'm gonna
just think of it and then
Yeah, let's
I'm
play.
not gonna do
I
it.
think a good thing would be to give an example of that. So let's say my goal is to do Hajj this year.
yes,
Okay, so my short-term goals should be achieving the fitness that is required and saving enough money for it. Okay, and maybe some of the decisions that we discussed in the previous episodes, the decision that you have to make on small things. For example, I have a decision today of going rock climbing. Now there's a very high risk of you getting hurt, and getting hurt, like you said, small-term decisions will make you not achieving the long-term goal. So because you got hurt or injured in this rock climbing expedition that you made a decision on going on to, you might not achieve that.
yeah. So these are the short term, but the strategic vision mean as a we need to have a bigger vision of things. So we need to think for the ummah as a whole. We need to think of things that will go on even when we have left.
Yeah, as a Muslim, every Muslim is responsible for the other Muslim.
Yeah.
Selfless
concludes
thinking
the whole
is
Yeah,
ummah
selfless
together.
thinking, community development, doing projects, doing on a bigger level. Thinking big. Not yes.
Out of the box.
Yeah, but yes, we need to make sure that when we do the small things, we do it right.
Exactly.
Yeah, then only we should spread out. I mean, having a big vision sometimes make a big difference, But
As we said before, think globally, act locally.
yes. I think a very interesting discussion. We'll keep it going, and but we're just going to take a short break, and we'll be back. Until then, please don't go away, and we will be discussing again at iTeens World, the last episode. We'll be summing up all the things together.
Look to the heavens, hands spread wide, thanking Allah the Most High, thanking Allah the Most High. There is no God but Allah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, viewers. We are discussing again another topic, and this is actually the last one where we are discussing at iTeens World the strategic vision. What do we do when we are building this vision of ours as part of the leadership development series? This is where we are going to build a vision, and specifically it will be an interesting way to look at what you want to do with your life. Where are you going? What is the purpose of life? I know it's very clear for Muslims what is their purpose of life, but then they have to put it in goals and mission and vision so that we are knowing we are going in a direction where we can actually be part of the success of our ummah, inshallah. So coming back to the topic, I think now I need to have some examples from you that where do you think a strategic vision for you is?
I think the strategic vision for us especially is very important at the youth level, because now our lives are ahead of us, and now we have the freedom and opportunity to make these decisions that can, inshallah, impact many people in positive way.
Again, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gives us the opportunity to do things.
And we need
just
to
have
take the
ask
opportunity.
for it.
Exactly.
And we have to pray for it. And if we don't do it, we might get that doctor certificate. We might get this.
You have to take the opportunity. If there's an opportunity for you, take it.
Yeah.
Don't let.
Speaking of Dr. Waseem, you are a doctor yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, but like I moved from one career to the other because I realized that perhaps inshallah in this career I may be more help to others. So from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's the one who guides people. I'm not just saying, but there was an intention in the heart that okay, I want to serve in whatever way I can. So
Yeah.
I had some goals that really by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala were achieved, and it was because you not only writing those goals but also asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for helping you. And this is one thing that I think in leadership, it's always that humility you need to nurture within ourselves and others, that it's not anything that you are doing and you are the great person, but it's coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Getting back to humility again.
Exactly, like if we sum up the whole leadership program, I think it's humility is one of the most important thing, that whatever we get in life is not just us. Yes, we need to make that effort, but then we leave it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
And that's what I've been seeing throughout the entire series that we've filmed, that all these aspects of leadership that we've discussed, all of them are really interconnected in ways that I could never even imagine before. Like the aspect of humility and self-respect. how does it collaborate with the aspect of self-confidence?
Yes.
And how does self-confidence work with empathy and sympathy?
Yeah,
and how that can impact your decision-making skills,
Yes, yes.
These are all things that we need to take back, as you were saying.
Yeah.
And if we really work upon all of these points, it will really help us on this topic for today, like strategic vision.
So I think strategic vision is encompassing all these things that we've learned in this TV series, inshallah, and maybe working towards having a positive impact on people by creating a vision and a mission for ourselves.
Yeah.
Of course, our vision is to achieve Jannah, and a smaller vision for us, smaller than Jannah, obviously, that can help, inshallah, impact lives in a positive manner.
I think the youth today has to become role models, and they need to take that,
initiative.
Really, they need to take that initiative where they need to show that they can acquire these skills, because they're everywhere. You can.
But that's only when they're like exploited outside. Like once, if they don't want to come out themselves. Getting back to the old topics.
Yeah, like it's just, if you want to go into a subject, it's very easy for you to acquire that knowledge. But it's even easier if you just go back again to the moral foundations of Islam, because Islam is giving you the complete way of life. It's telling you what to do. You just need to go and study. You just need to get that companionship with the people that really will affect the way you think, where you relax. I think the concept of mentoring is the most important thing.
Exactly.
So when you're building a vision, you need mentors from all aspects of life. It's not just one mentor here or there. It's the person who understands the religion. The more religious it is, the more better it is in ways.
Exactly.
And this is the gap sometimes I feel in youth.
Because at the end of the day,
they don't have perhaps the access, or perhaps the availability, or their own desires, to do other things rather than just learning.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, who is it all for? At the end of the day, it's for the sake of Allah.
Yeah.
It's for attaining Jannah.
Yeah.
So again, reiterating the point that Islam is a way of life, and we should have self-confidence in ourselves as Muslims, and we should treat others with humility and respect, and we should realize that decision-making skills are important, and that our short-term decisions can have a consequence on our long-term goals.
Yes.
Anything else you would like to add, Mohammed?
I just think this is all about planning. And planning what you have to do for the future, because if you don't plan now, then you don't know what you do for the future. Because
vision is seeing something.
Yeah, seeing for the future.
Seeing for the future. What can you do to make this, world better place?
Like right
now.
And
not only for just the better place.
Like you start with your own lifestyle, then you improve it.
Yeah.
Then you start with your friends,
first.
the neighbors.
So it's self-development, and then it's helping other people.
And I think it's important to have goals, small goals that you can achieve, that'll help you to achieve your final goal, which may be huge.
Yeah.
So like you break up the major goal, you break it up into small goals. So it'll be easier for you to reach that.
And you were saying something that was...
that goals needs timelines, because if you don't have a timeline, you won't put the effort inside it.
True, very important. The timeline is very important.
And then you link it to...
you link it back to Islam.
Yeah, you link it to the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So everything you do, like, you put it in steps, and you say, okay, this is strategic vision. How do you link it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is it just a vision that you want to see, and you want a big house, you want a big car, and then you want a big company that
of course you link it like everything you are going to do, like your studies, your education, even if you're playing. We can link it to, like for instance, like you're playing for improving your mental health,
as well as
improving your physical health. So if you are healthy mentally and physically,
and I think the concept of niyyah plays an important role in what you were saying, that a niyyah for myself, that that's
how you start. Like I think that's how you start.
So the strategic vision
should have a good niyyah.
Yeah, starts with good intention.
And after we do all that, we should give appreciation to the one who lets us do this.
Yes.
Yes, appreciation at the end. Appreciation of when all of this completes. Appreciation for the people who have helped us achieve this thing.
I think, yeah, so, going back, it's starting with an intention that is for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
The first and foremost.
Self-development, trying to learn these topics, and then trying to practice these, and sharing knowledge. So it's not just the knowledge for me, but it's what I learned, I need to share it with others.
And you preach knowledge,
Yeah, exactly. And you need to have a wisdom when you deal with different people. And that's why you need these skills. the one that we are discussing. All these leadership skills actually lead to becoming a better communicator. So at the end it's communication, because you're communicating 90% of the time when you're awake. If you really think, this is 90% of your time. So it's very important how you communicate, and it's not just communicating by talking, like we discussed in previous episode. It's listening skills as well.
Exactly.
The best communicator is that talks less.
As the very important methodology that Muhammad said of the 5 steps.
The acquiring knowledge.
Yeah,
it was to be silent, to listen carefully, to remember, to act upon it, then to preach.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that is one of the best things that I've learned in this TV series.
And I think there is 5 things that is talked about the youth. And do anyone remember? Take advantage of the youth.
Yes. Take advantage of your youth before your old age, and take advantage of your leisure time before you're busy, and take advantage of the wealth that you have before you become poor.
The health you have before you're sick.
It deteriorates.
Yes. And so these are golden words, by the way, from the Prophet ﷺ. And then these are the things, these are our foundation. We just have to go and reflect and see what is missing. In a busy world, we are so attracted to other leadership.
To other people, exactly. When we have so much good, amazing golden points in our own religion, why on earth are we going to other people?
I mean, we can't generalize anyone anywhere else in the world, because Muslims come from all over the world now. We are a global community. We are one of the most educated now, mashallah, like a lot of people are getting educated.
So yes,
we need to develop this education in a way where it comes back to the moral foundation. This is the moral rock. We need to make sure that we as youth encourage our own learning, so it's self-encouragement, and also encourage others.
Exactly.
And integrate into the Muslim world. So, get out of that cultural barriers that we have created. This is what the Prophet ﷺ came for. And build on this capacity. So it's all about building capacity. So this iTeens World series was all about building this capacity of the Muslim youth. And it doesn't end here. It's just the start. I think a lot of Muslim brothers and sisters are doing a lot of work. There is a lot of programs, and I'm sure they are perhaps much more effective than ours, but because it's not just about talking, but it's about acting. So I think the key takeaway is to look at these skills, study, self-develop, and then implement these things.
Implementation, I think, is the
key. And while implementing, keep that humility, because this is not you, this is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala
giving you the opportunity to do it.
And I really thank you so much. Once again, it's the end of our show. And I think it was wonderful having you all here, and I thank you viewers as well. I hope it was a good series that might have helped you in some ways to look at youth development, and perhaps we can make it better. But it's all about putting it in action, and it's not just talking. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully inshallah we'll come up with some other programs. But till then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
The window, realize all you see is for you and I. In your dreams, through the nights, every moment that passes by, look